Mum took her vows on the altar of God, possessed by 2 demons, and vowed she would forsake all others and be with my father until death they do part, carrying a Bible and a bouquet down the aisle, which did not please her circumcised a Jew father-in-law, but not practicing. Her mother-in-law was a Roman Catholic. She didn't mind. My father was also circumcised, a Jew, but not practicing. He didn't mind. My mother also found out, even before marriage to my father, that he was bisexual, yet she married him anyway. My father was a sapper in the Royal Engineers, but because he had the eye of a sniper, he was promoted to Lance Corporal very quickly in Germany, soon to be busted back to sapper because he smuggled a gun out into the street and shot at street lamps to show his shooting prowess to all who would watch him. For this, the military police put him in prison for a little while. Mum and Dad lived in Osnabrück. Mum thanked God. Can you imagine? And she was completely right, that the 2 demons did not gain permission from the Sovereign Lord to keep taking her ear and eye gate as they did at the age of 14. Yes, before demons can take completely the body of a soul on earth, they must have permission granted to them from the Most High God, the most superior spirit being in the whole universe. Satan is a lackey with a leash. As I said before, if I do not back it up by scripture, do not listen to me. So here is the scriptural proof. Jesus Christ is described as having all authority in heaven and in earth. That's in Matthew 28:18. Mark 1:27 says, Jesus commands even the unclean spirits. Maybe I'll start calling them this. I like that. And they obey him. Yes, the devil does as he is told. That's what it says. There aren't seasons when Jesus is not authoritative and seasons when he is. They obey Jesus whenever he speaks to them. God determines our level of suffering. When Satan wants to destroy a saint, he must get permission before he touches him or her. So he comes to God and says, Job only worships you because he is rich. If I take his camels, donkeys and servants, he'll curse you to your face. This is stated Job 1:9-11. And God gives him permission, but he puts on a limit. Don't touch his body. That's in Job 1:12. So he kills them all, but Job falls on his face. The Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. That's Job 1:21. He also says, though he slay me, I will hope in him. Job 13:15. Satan has to get permission to go after his body, and he gets it. But God says, don't you kill him. Job 2:6. Isn't that remarkable? So Satan does harm to us, but not without God's say-so. So that is the reason why for 3.5 years the 2 demons lay dormant again in my mother. They could not gain permission to do otherwise, but they beseeched the Lord, and God soon granted their request. It seemed like my dad was destined for prison. Remember I said he had the choice, the Royal Engineers or prison earlier. Dad was put in prison, and while he was serving his time, Mum discovered she was pregnant. good news. But as soon as she discovered this, she miscarried. She was alone when this happened and could not communicate to anyone what was happening, as many of her neighbours could not speak English. Before the ambulance came to take her to the hospital, where I was eventually born some years later, she called out into the darkness, "Please, is anybody out there who can help me?" To call out into the darkness when